Alrighty, welcome back. It's Friday. It's Sublunaris time. Um, since we're just getting back into it, let's start with something simple. So we know we have this area here. This area needs a little bit more fluff on the ground because right now it's just sand, and then immediately these things stick out of it. So maybe some sort of rock formations, something that we can scatter across the bed. Let's see what we can come up with. Okay. Cool. Okay, so the starting shape, I'm going to go to Sculpt, remesh this. Yep. And then we're going to use the pen. I'm just going to move the mic. Excuse the noise. We're going to use the pen with scrape. Where's scrape? Scrape, scrape, scrape. There's the scrape. Okay. To create something here. Okay. Okay, so there's a couple of things that we can usually do. With the scrape tool, we can tell it to limit the plane to only the one that we start with. Okay. Maybe we can do plane trim, which limits it to certain distance from the original sculpting point of origin. Yeah, I think that's basically what I'm looking for. Okay, this looks interesting. We can remesh it. Actually, if we remesh it, let's reduce the resolution. Nice. Okay, so that is something. That's a rock. It's not a rock. It's a boulder. Nice. Okay, so with this in place, I'm gonna have to save it. Models. What is this? Geology? Okay. Long rock. Cool. Just gonna move this so that the center point is actually in the center. Okay. Now, I'm gonna see about using the quick menu. I wonder if there's an auto updater within the quick menu. There is not. This is version 3. What version is the current version? Okay, that's not what I want. No. Last week. 314, apparently. Alright, fair enough. Beautiful. Okay, now why you complain? Oh. Modules installed. Add-ons. Unless we're not on the right version of Blender. For Blender 4.2. Oh, really? Okay. Fine. Okay, blender.org. Seems legit. Yeah. Alright. Fair enough. I think we can work with this for now. So. Give me quick menu. Oh no. It got nuked. Damn it. Okay. Alright. So either we're waiting for this, or we gotta download this one. Well, sure. It's quick menu 1. There we go. Alright. So we want to save first. That's a must. Generate. And then we do... What do we do? Edit mode only. Roger. Okay, so... I'm mean, that's looking cool. That would be an interesting rock formation. You look at that and like, what kind of a thing caused that to happen? Okay. Interesting. So it's like layers. Okay. I suppose we're getting exactly what we designed. Okay, that helps a little bit. Okay, well, these are rock formations. What if we don't want that? Yeah, what if we just want a single rock? Like we had before. Maybe that's what we should do. Just make a few regular rocks. If I can roll this back far enough. There we go. Okay. So that's cool. Move this to the side. I guess perhaps that's what we can do here. Just do these sort of angled rocks. Okay, KeyPress OSD is not launching upon startup anymore. What happened? Preferences. Start at boot. Okay, so we apply scale, then go to sculpt, then remesh. Maybe we can remesh it higher res right away. Can we introduce a bit of randomness here? Both chunks cracks. Edges to ropes. That's fascinating. Really need to damage. Oh, there's noise. Okay. So if we're in edit mode, noise. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Scale. Maybe. Yo, what's up? Not much. What about yourself? Maybe we'll just do this manually. Making a website right now. Oh, cool. What's the website for? Oh god, I neglected the bottom. Dang it. Portfolio for art, music, games, models. Okay, got it. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay. Full model. Thank you. Doing rocks. Pretty sure I remeshed it in a lower resolution already. Not entirely sure why I went back to 0.1. Round some flat pieces. I will have a separate type of rock that will have more rounded edges. This particular one is going to be kind of straight. Yeah, that looks kind of unnatural. Eh, okay. Cool. Not bad. Just displace these super straight edges. Nice. Maybe I'll do the same thing here. Oh. Hello? Play strips. Gotta be in the right object. Yeah, cool. That works. Nice. So that's the theme here. Rocks with straight edges. Or flat planes. We'll do another rock another time. Try to randomize the base shape right away before we go into sculpt. And we'll just go straight for lower res. Oh yes. I should probably just soften this whole thing right away. Right about there. Almost looks like a sword. Interesting. I mean, if anything, it looks very weird, which in our case is perfect, because this is an underwater foreign world. You quiet. I am quiet. I need to get some music going. So it's going to take a little while to write all the music for playing in the live streams, but it is what it is. At the same time, I think constantly talking about nonsense is going to be mighty insufferable. But yeah, sometimes I get focused on this kind of work. It's very meditative. So that's where having stream music would be perfect. To offset the awkward silence. Okay. Looks like a body in a bag. It kind of does. Holy shit. Oh, he has been caught in a very precarious position too. Okay, let's not forget the bottom. It's a pretty long rock. Okay, now I believe we don't need to... No, we do need to apply scale. Okay. Remesh, and let's soften this up. Like that. And damn it, I forgot to randomize first. Okay, now we can do it. Oh, too far. Nice. What are you guys generally up to? It's Friday. What's the plan? to make the website? You think you're going to be done in one day? How are you going about handling content on the website? You putting together your content dynamically, MySQL database, and dynamically load it so that if you add additional stuff, it can populate onto the website automatically? Or are you doing a static website where you have to update it manually yourself? Static. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? Yeah. Alright, there you go. That's all you need. Retro style website. NeoCities. What's NeoCities? Check it out. Oh boy. Create your own free website. NeoCities. Social network. Why does that look like a Scratch mascot? Create your own free website. I see what it is. It's like one of those no-code web builders, or it's like freely host. Okay, it's like a hosting thing with its own built-in editor. Interesting. I guess if you're on the budget or no budget, that works just as well. You can donate and you get a custom domain. Well, is it really a custom domain? Or is it still a subdomain? Like so-and-so neocities or .neocities.com. And do you have to donate repeatedly to maintain your access or access to the hosting? Sounds too good to be true. I know, right? It's probably really meant for like simple static websites that don't see a lot of traffic. Because Yeah. Traffic ain't cheap. Okay, we're basically making spaceships at this point. Okay, I'm gonna make the grab tool only work with front faces. Oh, might be a bad idea. Nice. It's custom. Okay, so you get like a fully on custom domain. So is it just one donation? Do you repeatedly donate to have access? I imagine the good graces would run out eventually. $5 a month. Okay, well that's just web hosting with extra steps. It's pretty good. It's only $5 a month, but it's basically web hosting with extra steps. Yeah, if you need a static website, $5 a month is pretty good. Just, you know, make sure TikTok doesn't start bot scrubbing your website for content so they could train their AI shit. You know, that I think is going to be the next big thing that websites have to protect themselves from. AI bot scrubbing. Because my god, God help you if you're running like an AWS stack and then you have a lot of text information or images, God forbid. You know, don't want to get slapped with that surprise $3 million bill. That's the one thing that just scares the shit out of me with AWS. Just the fact that that can happen. You don't set up some sort of, I don't know, Cloudflare, some routines, and then, you know, some asshat like TikTok comes around. It's like, oh look, free training content. Just massive amount of requests. AWS like, we're getting paid tonight, baby. Still pretty hard to defend against bot farms. Yeah. Maybe I should just make a game where you control a fleet of spaceships, but the spaceships are just rocks. I mean, I'm halfway there, basically. A rock simulator. Okay. I'm very sure somebody already made that. Dry painting simulator. Eating drywall simulator. Crunchy. Scrumptious. Oh man, this is a pretty good way to make crystals. Actually, I think I'm gonna keep a hold of this technique for when I get back to working on Angler. Lots of alien crystals in that one. Cool. That works. Nice and simple. Okay, this actually seems like a much simpler rock formation. Okay, let's smooth out that nipple. Go away. Cool. All right. What do we got? We have 45 minutes in. I could maybe, since we're on the roll here, spend this time making these rocks. And then we'll worry about doing retopology, which we're just going to be using the quad remesher, or the remesher plugin for that. Like I said, the quad remesher does absolute wonders. I made stone gates for the Angler project, and the retopology part just took a little bit too much time for my liking. So for 80 bucks, having very quite competent retopology, probably even better than what I did by hand, is it's kind of worth the cost. There we go. These are pretty long rocks, actually. And we got a little carried away. By the way, I'm thinking that anytime I'm writing music for these games, it might happen in the same day that I'm doing, let's say, this asset creation, programming, whatever. So what I think I should do is do the music stuff on a different channel, because the interests between, let's say, this channel being predominantly assets and game dev don't really mesh too popularly with music. So what I think I'd be benefiting from is if I have the secondary channel, which is where I would exclusively do the music. First of all, YouTube doesn't really know that these two channels are related, so the two channels get their own separate stream notifications for and exposure within like the main page. Because I've noticed that if I do a stream and do a bunch of work, let's say in the first half of the day, I'd usually get folks dropping in. But then if I do a second stream in the second half of the day, it doesn't get the same traction. Which kind of makes me think that per day, generally speaking, you only get one free promo, so to speak, on YouTube algorithm side. And then after that, it's kind of like whatever. So having distributed this between two channels, that means you get two chances to get spit out on the, let's say, homepage. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Have you ever been interested in making a kind of horror-y walking simulator? The closest thing is either Death Stranding. That makes me think of that theme, or one of those like low res PS1 style horror games, the really short ones. I've seen some Japanese developers do some really wild stuff with like mundane daily grind type horror. They really managed to do horror in like routine daily scenarios look authentic and creepy. American horror, it's like it's all dark spaces and nighttime, and you know, everything's in pitch black darkness and you just have the flashlight. Chisel art games. Yep. Really cool concept. There was actually a really interesting movie I watched, a horror movie called, I think it's called Postmortem. It's oh yeah, there we go. It's this one. This movie does daylight horror really well, because it's very weird. It's really unnerving, so to speak. You don't expect horror to like take place in the middle of daytime, and they pull it off really well. There's no English dub as far as I know. You'll have to watch with subtitles, which is, you know, you're in for a treat, because you're basically getting horror from a different culture. It's very quite awesome. Okay. So here we have the rocks. Okay. Okay, so there's about 300, almost 400 vertices across all of these. So if we use quad remeasure, we could have it try to adaptively create a super low resolution version of this. I should have saved. Oh, go. Okay, just gonna save it. Okay, so we'll give this a second. Let's see if we can make it in 250 vertices. Because all of this smoothness and all of the detail is really going to be baked as normal data. Success. Okay. Yeah. How many vertices is that though? It's definitely not 250. It's 2050. What count? Oh. What the? Creates more polygons than asked to fit high curvature area. Okay. So let's do 500. And we're not going to be doing this on this one. Okay. 447 vertices. That is looking pretty gosh darn good. Yeah. Ah, damn. Yeah, I'll take that. All right. Let's go. That's the thing. What is it? 80 bucks for quad remesher? Worth every penny. Because I've saved at least, what, like 30 minutes per rock? Nice. We're not going to be losing any detail either, because all of it's going to be baked. I should quickly select all of these. And shade smooth. Nice. If only they could also do quad on wrapper. That would be awesome. Okay. 437 verts. That's good. The interesting thing is that you could technically keep unwrapping or keep remeshing the already remeshed object and basically get like a lower resolution version of it for LOD. To be honest, this one could be lower. This one doesn't have as many nooks and crannies. It's all pretty much straight planes. Okay. Yeah, 280 verts. That works. Pretty much all of these are going to be much lower res. Mm-hmm. Do. Nice. 299. Beautiful. Alrighty. Let's take all of these. Move. High res. And then all of these are low res. Okay, what should we do this? Batch rename. So retopo. Actually, no, we should add set name, strip characters, change case. Huh. I need to add to the end of the name. Regular expressions. Is there a regular expression for the end of the name? Like the last character? Okay. Matches the end of the string. $sign. Okay, so is it gonna be like that? And then this would be, replace it with low. Oh, wow, it actually worked. Nice. Okay. Cool. So let's do that again. Except this time, we're replacing retopo underscore. Don't need that. And then all of these, rename, batch rename. So we're gonna do again at the end. Oh, $sign, excuse me. And then we do hi. This is gonna be needed for baking. And it didn't do squat because all of these are invisible. Nice. Ready? Hide this. I think all the rocks can pretty much just exist on one same texture. So let's see. UVs, Smart UV project, I think will do just fine. Yeah. Should be okay. Okay, I think generally that should be good. Pack it up. 69, 70, okay, 70% efficiency. That'll do. Beautiful. Okay, so that gives us a whole bunch of low resolution rocks. And then high resolution counterparts. Is anything inside out? Nope. And what about this? Nope. Okay, perfect. So the next step, we can actually bake the data from the high to low, which is going to be done in Painter, Substance Painter. But we are at the 1 hour mark, so I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll do the baking. Alright, there we go. Back at it again. So, let's get the rocks exported. Okay, so these are the high poly rocks. Now they have to match in name except for the suffix. So, export obj. Let's go to Sublunaris, assets, textures, substance. Long Rock Johnson. Okay, selected only. And then select this. Obj. Low. Start new project. Assets. Textures, substance. Long rock. So we're texturing the low poly. 2K is good K. Oh boy. The shit is this? It's the eye of something. What happened? Oh, I had the other one selected as well. Okay. Whoops. Let's do that again. Control-Shift-E. Nope. Okay. Export. Control-Alt-E. This will have to do Control-Shift-E as well. Save the shortcut. Control-Shift-E. There we go. So this is low. Oh yeah, that should have, the 48 megabyte file size should probably have tipped off that something was a little sideways. There we go. That's much better. Alright. Actually, before we do that, let's get our eyeballs all the way up to this thing. Okay. We're baking 2K. The high poly version is what we need to use. I don't know what happened, but at some point Windows just decided to refuse to update Explorer file listings. So anytime I create a folder, I have to reload the page for that to appear. Anytime I rename a folder, I have to again reload the page for that to be updated. Anytime I delete a file or, you know, just change a name, I have to reload the Explorer to have it be updated. And it always happens, I don't know, like a year into using Windows. It just gives up. Okay, when it comes to ambient occlusion, we only want to bake anything that has the same name. And then underscore low, underscore high, these are the name prefixes. Normals, yeah. Match only by mesh name. Okay. And there we go. That is looking pretty gosh darn good. Oh, that's looking weird. What happened there? I think it's a overlapping face there. Okay. That didn't fix it. Could it be possibly it's the length? Max rear distance. That is looking weird. Well, that's even worse, actually. Okay. It's always going to be that one prop that ruins it for everybody. Although, that's looking suspicious. Oh yeah, okay. I think the quad remesh got a little goofy there. Oh, come on. Okay. Now this is going to produce a bunch of triangles, but that is not really a huge problem. Oh yeah, we have to redo the texturing or UV mapping. 70%, that works. And then we rebake. Okay, so we still have issues. Okay. Can we fix it by increasing the rear distance? That doesn't seem to be so. Maybe it's actually an issue with the UVs. It seems like we're not getting better than 69%. All right, let's try this. Okay, it's always the same place. So I think might have something to do with this. Not really. Let's see about the dilation width. Maybe that's gonna fix it. Okay. Okay, now that right there could actually be a clue. These are super stretched UVs, which means the projection didn't really do a good job. So let's go more smaller islands. %67% packing rate. Okay, I think that's as best as we're gonna get. Okay. Bake it up. Oh yeah, that fixed it. Okay, now it's not really ideal to have this many islands, but again, we are relying on automated UV generation, which this is a rock. It has a lot of awkward spots, so it's understandable to use that there. Gonna do when the cube unwrap worked for these. They possibly. Oh. Problem with cube unwrap is it's if there's a crevice that's out of the sight, it's probably not gonna be able to catch it. I've had very little success rate with these kinds of organic props behaving well with cube unwrapping. Who cares about crevices? Well, I mean, the sort of issues I've seen are the ones that I just fixed here and here, where it's like a very obvious shading glitch. Like, I don't really care about, let's say, this sort of stuff, where it's like a very slight, but, oops, very slight but obvious, like, straight edge. These are fairly minor ones. Then again, when I play games like Subnautica and Fallout, I see some very egregious graphical glitches that apparently passed QA, you know? So, who knows? Maybe I'm holding myself way too high standards in certain things. Okay, so export this. Export. I don't think I need to export that, but whatever. They're just rocks. They are just rocks. But they're important rocks. This game doesn't have much but the rocks, so should probably make sure the rocks are good. It wouldn't be good if the game failed at the one thing that it had. At least for the time being. This game may not be much, but it's sure as hell gonna deliver the best damn rocks technology can offer. Alright. This looks good. What are we doing here for textures? Well, Sublunaris time indeed. Okay. What do we have here? Asphalt stone rocks. Stone tiles. Alright, let's see what's in here. Preview Hutmel. No, tarmac. Concrete. Patterns. Nasty stuff. Pizza? That's what it is. It's an alien pizza planet. Surrogate planet of the flying spaghetti monster. Legos. Skullos. Snow. Oh man, I'm just getting inspired for making interesting environments just by looking at these textures. That's the funny thing. A lot of the times I'll take a look at these packs and I'll get the reverse. I'll get a level idea from a couple of textures instead of looking for the proper texture for a level. Same thing happens with music too. I'll find an interesting patch and this whole imagery of a level comes to mind. I'm like, that would be a cool ass level to go through. Concrete tiles. Is there no preview here? Preview. Okay, so I'm just looking for a nice base texture. Old plaster wall. Just make a game where you can put any level you want. Scope. This could potentially work, although that seems very polished. Rough brown rock. Okay, here we go. So we can do rough gray sandstone, which seems oddly appropriate. Rough gray rock. This looks pretty cool. Let's try this one. Rough gray rock. Okay. So this is stones and rocks, I think. Rough gray rock. That's the one. Oh, no, this is texture packs. Don't have one there already. Okay. What do we need? Diffuse. Height. Metallic is just black. Normal. I think it's normal OpenGL. Roughness, and that's it. Ambient occlusion. Yeah, sure. Let's go to fill layer. And I think we'll also need the ambient occlusion channel here. There we go. Alrighty. Base color. Height. Metallic. Which is just black. So we might as well not even import it. Roughness. And ambient occlusion. Okay. Now we see the UV tearing, so we're gonna have to do triplanar projection. Okay. All right. It's not bad, actually. Okay, so let's get another layer. This is going to be edge, concrete edge. Let's see if we can maybe do overlay. Overlay? Yes, no? Nope. Okay, so this would be screen in that case. Nice. Let's get dust, even though it's underwater, whatever. Dust occlusion. Okay, so this is going to be dark and somewhat rough. Interesting. Okay, let's try a different one. Dirt dusty. Dust surface. Oh. No. We want the opposite. We want the crevices to be bright. Okay. Let's look for occlusion specifically. Oh, dust. That's what I'm using right now. Or not? Hold on. Oh, it's called dirt here. Okay, so it quite literally is. Occlusion strong. Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Nice. Now that's looking pretty good. I like it. Okay, so why don't we save this? This is, what is it? Rock. Okay, place all of this here. And then we can turn this into a smart mask, a smart material. There we go. And then, yeah, anything that needs to be rocky in the future, we can just apply this material. It'll look good. This is looking pretty good. But what happens if we go 4K? Oh, wow. Now, we do have a lot of rocks. So doing them in 4K would make sense. I think we have a bit of tearing here. Yeah, I'm just gonna tone down the harshness of the UV transition. Nice. Now, games don't commonly have 4K textures, do they? Like, on average, do games even ship with 4K textures? I guess if you're looking AAA, they would always have the texture quality selector. So, you know, those probably would be. Only the bad ones. Got it. Okay, so at least I have something to shoot for. Engine, this is not engine, this is assets textures. Rocks long. Okay, well, this looks pretty good. Pretty decent. We just want to tone down the edge damage. It's a little too strong. Usually cap at 2K if they're semi-realistic. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable place to stop. But in my case, I did pack quite a lot. So one 4K texture or two 2K textures, right? It would basically eat up the same amount of space on the texture page. Yeah, we'll stick to 2K for now. Cool. All right. Let's get this exported. We have our specially crafted Godot export combined, no height map. Yes. 1K, even less if the asset's small. Yeah, that makes sense. The small stuff. Okay. Sublunaris. Engine. Textures. Substance. Rocks. Long. Beautiful. Oh yes, I need to export the rocks themselves. Now, thankfully for that, we have our batch exporter we can use here. We can do obj. Objects. No, just objects. Preset. Godot no material. Yep. And then engine models, props, or geology. Mm-hmm. Two to case, 2 times smaller than... Yeah, that makes sense. You'd need 4 2K textures to eat up one 4K texture page space. Yeah, okay, no, that makes sense. Okay, so that's done, and then batch export. 16 files? What are you talking about? Dang it. Okay, hold on. Do not go to Godot. It is going to... It's gonna try to import everything. Sublunaris, engine, models, geology, rocks long. Oh god. Okay. Actually, let's just sort by size. Okay. Now, just double check this. 16 files. God damn it. Limit to selected. 8 files. Okay, good. That's better. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll just give it a moment to import everything. Oh, still working on it. Any day now. Haro, haro. It's like importing textures, I think. That's when it usually takes the while. Don't you hate it when you make a cup of coffee and you know you've put in 2 sugars into it, but you didn't stir? So now you just... And you don't have a spoon, so now you're just sitting away, sipping away at this bitter-ass anal crust of a coffee. But you know that the torture will end soon and you'll be hit with that juicy, juicy, sugary goodness. It's the sort of philosophical things we discuss here on the channel. Okay, so rocks are done. We do need to make a material for it. That's where the plugin has a time to shine. So we've got textures, substance, rocks long. Okay. And then we can use this little tool to convert albedo normal ORM. Okay, so rocks long. And then we're going to save it to materials, substance material. Be okay. I'm not sure what that's all about. Oh, wait. Alb? Yeah. Alb is there. Material, substance, rocks long. I'm not entirely sure why these two look the same. Oh. Yeah, well, that seems like it's populated everything that's needed. Okay. So the models, long, what is it? Geology, rocks long. I think since we're populating stuff here, we're going to be doing this using a placer. What is it called? Scatter? Prop scatter? Okay, multi-mesh. We gotta give it the mesh. And also... Oh! What the... Wait, what? Why is it every single rock? What? What happened? Okay, well this makes no damn sense. What I would do with the lighting environment looks awesome. I think it's not just an empty field of nothing. Once you add stuff to look at, the vast emptiness tends to wash out. Why did it export everything? Is this supposed to be objects by parent? Same as objects, but on objects that are parent have their own children exported with them instead of by themselves. No, maybe that's why. Okay. Waiting. Nope, it's still every single rock. Okay. We only select this. These are low poly rocks. We select it. These don't have a parent. Limited to selections only. Exported 8 files. Hey, there we go. Now we got it. Yes. That preview looks a little weird. Okay, well, there we go. Now, I don't see it spawning anything. Which is a little curious. Update. Collision shape, we didn't supply it. Oh, scatter seed. Right. See, that's the problem of taking extensive breaks. You forget how stuff works. Okay, so we need to supply it with this, and then there's only one surface material. So we need to do this annoying thing where we gotta make it unique. Or, hold on a second. Are we not able to supply this in the import information? Like, this is the annoying thing. We have the objects. And clearly some objects are meant to be just dragged and dropped to the scene, but they don't have the material. You have to assign it yourself. Why can't we just assign the material to the file so that every time we drag and drop it, let's say into the multi-mesh or by itself, it just has the material needed right away? Because this seems like an unnecessary step. You have to make it unique, and only then you can assign the material to it. Like that. Maybe FBS export will do that. Yeah, but why doesn't OBJ do that? Or why doesn't Godot give us the option to assign it ourselves? This doesn't even seem like an OBJ versus another language type question, you know? Okay, well, either way, here's our prop scattered. Now that's already looking much better. So if I just space this out, get it to cover a much larger space, and then up the instance count. Random scale. Yeah, look at that. And this is just one rock. Which kind of makes me think that maybe I should have just made the one rock and that's it. That is looking pretty nice. Okay, one sec. Okay, so this looks good. Now the funny thing is we can actually test around different rocks. Well, as long as they're of the right size. Okay, the further down they go, the smaller they get. Got it. Okay, I think I'll stick with this one. You know, something else I figured we might want to do is we might want to have a base rotation. So we have the random rotation, but what if we wanted the rocks to be upright? We might want to have them start with a base rotation. So let's do that. Okay. It's not possible to take 8 stone variants and distribute all at once. For 8 stone variants, I have to make 8 multi-mesh instances, because one multi-mesh instance only takes 1 mesh into it. It would be really cool if we could do like an array of meshes. There is a mesh, there's an array mesh type that provides utility for constructing surface from arrays. But I don't know what that is. So who knows? Maybe that functionality is already there. Oh, it's already an array mesh. Okay, fascinating. Well, either way. Yeah, if I want to do 2 or 3 rocks, I'd have to do 2 or 3 scatter tools. Okay, so where do we do our rotation? Array mesh requires some coding. Well, there it is then. Okay, I think the next logical evolution of a mesh scatter tool is that it would have an array of multi-mesh instances, and you can set it up however you want. But I think we're starting to get a little close to the territory of the proton scatter, or whatever the plugin was called. So maybe eventually. Okay, so we have parameter from, parameter to. Where is rotation? Find a Y collision. Oh, that's rand X. That's not even the right property. Right here. Rotate it. And then this is where we gotta do base rotation X, base rotation Y, base rotation Z. Alrighty. Should technically do it. So there's the base rotation. Nice. Now we can just rotate the whole thing. So yeah, I can do like this. Or I guess... Well, let's see what we can do here. Let's go over here. Okay. Let's do like one of the smooth rocks. Actually, let's do the body bag rock. Oh yeah, that's gonna be creepy. That actually gave me an idea. I could very well have a location that has these like statues. They're all in a particular gesture, and then tie it into the lore. They are praying. They try to pray the gay away. 25. Okay, cool. Let's do... what is it? I think this is... Yeah, 90? Oh no, this is in radians. Okay, so... Pi... Hey, that's cool. You could literally type in pi into it. Okay, so if we do pi divided by 2, that gives us 90 degrees. Okay, now it is a scatter tool. Okay, so this is the main issue. It uses collisions in order to detect where the object is going to be situated. So I think we might also need to have an offset, like a base offset. Okay, well, we're finding out all sorts of cool things to add. Let's do export base offset vector 3 0 0 0 setter new value, and then base offset is going to be equals to new value. It's a variable, and then we update that it's been changed. Okay, then we go down here, plus base offset x plus base offset z, and the y has to be added right here after the raycast. Nice. Perfect. I think this should still be following the, yep, the raycast detection. That's good. That's pretty cool. Okay. The only problem, of course, is that scaling would all be done based on the center of the object. So if we are going to be doing some sort of a statue that would have to appear like this, we'll probably set the center point of the statue to be at the bottom. Yeah, this is looking pretty pretty creepy as it is. Look at that. What we could do. Minimum rotation. Do some random rotation. Okay, and then make unique. Quick load. And then this is rock. Oh yeah. We are missing some stuff though, like moss or some sort of overgrowth on the tops. Might have to look into how to handle that. Okay, that's pretty good. Guess the 2K texture works out just fine. What else? Maybe the normals are a little too harsh. Now, if we do the green moss texture on top of the rock, that's going to mean that we can't rotate it in every which way. So we might actually have to make a custom shader that is going to detect any UVs that are looking up and using that as mask information for making sure the moss only faces upwards. That's kind of the benefit of doing all the props under one material, is that we just have to make that material smart material once. Okay, not bad. I am thinking whether or not we should continue working with a rigid body for the player. I actually had instances when I was doing testing where the head would clip through the floor. Maybe we could do it like this. I believe that when we're looking up and down, we're actually rotating this bone right here, which causes the head to leave the space of the body capsule. Oh, okay. We got some glitchiness happening here. Okay. Okay. Property X on base nil. Okay, so this is an issue where when we add an additional export variable, for some reason it defaults to being null. So here, for example, after I've added the base offset, yeah, you can see we can reset it to nothing. I press reset and it just stays the way it is. That is very annoying. So any object that was placed into the level that didn't have that property before would basically default that variable to null. So God forbid if you have a large level with already a lot of work done with placed props. Oh god, what is it? Okay, which one's complaining about it? Okay. Whoa, no. Damn it. Okay, I don't know what it is about Alt F4, but with Godot 4, it is now much easier to accidentally close the application. Okay. Could be a messy situation. Alright, so let's run this again. Okay. Prop scatter. Okay, so that's... it's this one. And by extension, I think this one as well. Yeah, it could be a messy situation indeed. I'm not sure why it works like that. Hey. Oh man, the rocks add so much to it. So I was doing some observations when talking to a gentleman who's going to be possibly doing sound effects for this project, and you know, I've seen their perspective, which is that they've never touched the game before, so they had struggled with setting up key mappings, key bindings, which, by the way, I totally forgot the fact that my key bindings don't actually translate to other people's computers. So when they started the game, there were absolutely no key bindings whatsoever. So I should make sure that the default key binding is bundled with the game, and it uses that. Another thing that I noticed is, well, maybe the constant syncing isn't the best. It is technically supposed to be part of the challenge, and I'm purposefully not doing hand-holding, so to speak, in certain cases. Like, for example, if you stop pressing the spacebar, you start slowly sinking to the bottom, which, generally speaking, you would float to the top. But again, it's not really much of a challenge, right? So, from my perspective, it's part of the game. From somebody who's never played, they might struggle with it. Also, they had really high... Whoop. We're drowning. This is something that I need to fix as well. When we breach the surface, the drowning doesn't actually stop and our oxygen doesn't get replenished. Yeah. So... couple of things they need to be fixed, which technically I should do that maybe in a little bit, because it's been 2 hours. Okay, why don't we do this? I'm gonna wrap it up here for the stream. I'm gonna wait a little bit, and then we'll come back and do some more. Cool? Cool. All right, perfect. Thanks for the company, fellas. Appreciate it.